Uh, yes, just before we get started, just a few things. You can call me Saee. We're almost the same age. And one other thing, just don't stay quiet. Okay, this is not going to be just me talking and you listening. No, I would not like that. Speak up and just shout out the answers. It doesn't matter if you're wrong. No one's going to judge you. Like if you have even the silliest of doubts, get them cleared, because when you get them clear, that's when you are able to move on, right? So and who knows, maybe someone else also has the same doubt, but they're too shy to ask it. So just speak up and talk is what I wanted to say. So we can now get started. And today I'm going to talk about sorting. So what this is the problem that we are going to solve throughout today's session. So the problem is that we we are given a list of just randomly shuffled numbers. So for now, to just make it simple, I've just taken numbers from 1 to 7, right? And now what you want to do is you want to sort them in ascending order. And what I mean by we is we want to tell, so let's say, what if we have 1,000 numbers? We can't really sort them out by hand, right? It would be too tedious. So we want to ask the computer to sort it. Okay? Does that make sense? Just the people who have their videos on, you can just nod your heads or something to tell me you're understanding, or if you're not. Okay. So what you want to do is, we're given a randomly list of random numbers. So it could also be any kind of numbers from let's say 25, then 30, 27, 29, 50, 100, 1,000, and you want to sort them in ascending order. Is that okay? We want to ask the computer to sort them in ascending order. And what can the computer do? The computer can compare two elements and tell us if it is if one is greater or the other is greater. And it can change one particular value in this to some other value. So we can't tell it to swap two things. We can't tell it to swap 6 and 1. No. But we can tell it to change this value to 1 and value to 6. So that is what the computer can do. Does that make sense? About it, you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 1 second. I'm not sure. I think. You can hear me, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Regima. So we have this. So is the problem clear? Is what we wanted to clear? Were you able to hear that part of what I said?
Yeah.
It's not. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Ridula. Okay. Now, can you think of some scenarios where we might be able to use this problem? So, for example, I can tell you one where in school we get everyone's marks, right? So we might want to know who scored the least and who scored the highest. We might want to sort them in ascending order or descending order, and maybe you want to just pull out some ranks, like this one got the most, so this one is the first rank, this one got the second most amount of marks. Can you think of some situations where you might want to use this problem? Okay, let me just, if no one replies, I'm going to pick out random people and ask them. So Apna, can you hear me? Maybe
Yes.
in a yes. So can you think of any random scenarios where you might be able to use this? Did you understand the problem?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay. So can you think of some scenarios where we might want to sort everything in ascending or descending order? Anyone? Neha, Bhagyashree, Sharmila, Nidhi, Padma,
Uh,
San.
I don't understand the problem. Can you repeat it?
Yes, okay, very good. Thank you for speaking up. So the problem is that we are given, so what we are given is just a list of random numbers, and we want to make the computer sort them in ascending order. So do you know what ascending order is? It's this, the first number should be the least number, the minimum number. The second one should be the second least number. The third one should be the third least number, and so on. Okay? Is the problem clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. So where might be able to use it? Yeah, don't raise your hand. Just go ahead and speak up, Mridula.
A row of students and stacking them up in the ascending order of their heights or descending order of their heights.
Right. So if you're given everyone's height, we might want to start them in ascending order or descending order. So we do that in school, right? While going to the games period, I think everyone is asked to stand in an ascending order. One other example might be that we want to, let's say, there's a register and we want to start by the serial numbers or something like that. Or if we want to know, we have everyone's ages. Like I'm 15 and you're 17 and that girl is 16. So we might want to see who is the youngest and who is the oldest and so on. So there's lots of problems where this can be applied. Now, do you have any ideas as to how we can tell the computer to do it? How can we tell the computer to sort this into ascending order? Just put any. There's no idea is silly. Just any kind of silly idea that you have. It might just be the one that I have on the PPT. How do you think we should ask the computer to chart? Let's
can
see.
command to put the smallest value at the first and the greatest value at the last.
Who said this? Who was this? Sorry,
Vaishnavi.
Vaishnavi. Okay. So what Vaishnavi is saying is, we'll ask the computer to put the smallest value on the left, but how will the computer know that this is the smallest value?
By comparing all the values.
By comparing all the values. That sounds good. That is awesome because that is very similar to what I had over here. What we are going to do is we are going to ask the computer to go through every pair of numbers one by one and then swap if necessary. So we'll look at an example. Don't worry if you're confused by what I'm saying right now. Promise it will make sense in some time. So we have this list, right? What we're going to do is first look at 5 and 2. So is 5 and 2, are these in ascending order?
No.
Bhagyashree? Yes, no, because 5 is greater than 2, and in ascending order, we want it to like go up like this. So we want the smallest number here. So what we'll do is we'll just swap them. Now, I know I told you before that the computer doesn't know how to swap, but if time permits, at the end, we'll go through how we can tell the computer to swap. So what we'll do is first change the first value to 2 and the second value to 5. Okay, now let's look at the next pair. Is this nicely ordered? Is this in ascending order? Is 2 and 7 in ascending order?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, beautiful. So we don't need to do anything. We'll go ahead. Turn on your videos, you all. Yes, and then we'll go ahead and check the next one. Is this in ascending order?
No.
No, so we will swap. Beautiful. And we will go on doing this. This is in ascending order. This is in ascending order. Are we done with all the pairs?
Yes.
Yes? Are there more pairs?
There are.
No.
There are? Who said there are? Okay.
We checked only with the first digit. What about the second digit?
Exactly. We only check these pairs. There are more pairs. We didn't check this pair. Is this pair nicely ordered?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Is this pair nicely ordered? Yes. This pair is not nicely ordered. So
No.
swap. Beautiful. And then we go on doing this. Now, once we reach there, are we done with all the pairs? No, there is still more pairs remaining. Exactly. We'll do this. Okay, we need to swap. You need to swap again. This is nicely ordered, so no need to swap. So is everyone able to understand what I'm saying, or am I talking nonsense? Does this make sense? Does what I'm saying make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, we can understand.
Okay. If you're not, please don't hold back. I am very happy to go through it again. Right? Okay. We have this, and then 7, 6, not nicely ordered. No. Let's swap. This, not nicely ordered. Swap. 5 is greater than 4. No. Swap. And swap. Are we done with all the pairs?
Yes. Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. You're done with all the pairs. Beautiful. And we also have a sort. We have also sorted this in ascending order. Nice. Will it happen for every single list of numbers? If I give you any list of numbers and ask you to do this, will we have sorted numbers at the end?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. How do you know that?
Since we are swapping each and every number, and hence at the last it would be in ascending order.
Okay. Let's hold on to this and we'll go back. You'll come back to it later on and maybe towards the end. Okay. How many values did we have to go through? Did anyone count? I hope someone counted. Did anyone count? How many values did we have to go through? I'm not asking how many values we swapped. I'm just asking how many values we had to go through. Do you want me to go back so that you can count? Yeah, sorry.
7.
7. Okay. And how many pairs did we have to go through? 7 is okay, but how many pairs did we have to go through? It was definitely more than 7, right? 1, 2. So this is 1. This was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is there a faster way to count the number of pairs? Can anyone think of a faster way? Where are you
We
all?
can
I
find
can't
out-
see anyone.
You can
Turn
find out
on
the
your
number
videos,
of,
please. Sorry for cutting you.
may I?
Yes, please.
We can find out the number of possible combinations.
Okay, and how will we do that?
With 1, how many possible pairs are possible? With the second digit, how many possible pairs?
So how many pairs are there with the first one?
6.
6 pairs. How many are there with the second one?
Again 6.
6?
5.
5.
Is it 5 or is it 6? Tell me one number.
5.
5. How many are there with the third one?
4.
4.
4. How many are there with the fourth one?
3.
And how many with the fifth one?
3.
Oh, no. 3 or 2? 2, right? Because 6, 7 and 6, 5. Only 2. How many with the sixth one?
1.
1.
1. So what is the total number of pairs?
21.
21. That is correct. So how did we get 21? For the first number, we had to go through 6 values. And for the second number, we had to go through 5 values. 6 plus 5 is 11. For the third number, we had to go through 4 values. 11 plus 4 is 15. 15 plus 3 is 18. 19, 20, and 21. Beautiful. And can you, by any chance, generalize this? What if we had n numbers? Then how many values would we have to go through? Sorry? I couldn't hear you. There was a lot of static. Agalya. Can you say it again? No. Can anyone hear Agalya? I'm not able to hear Agalya. Maybe you can you type it in the chat, Agalya? Okay. What if we had n numbers? Then how many values would we have to go through?
N into 3.
N into 3? Okay, that's pretty intuitive, right? Because what happened here was when we had 7, we had to go through 21 values, which is 7 times 3. But let's see, what if there are 6 values? How many values will we have to go through? Let me just pull up maybe a blank slide. Will it be 18? So then I can write. Okay, so let's say we have 6 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many values will we have to go through? Let's say first we are fixed at 1. When 1 is fixed, how many are there? 1, these 2, then these 2, and then these 2, and then these 2, and then these 2, right? So how many are these?
5.
5.
And now let's move on to 2 and let's fix 2. How many when 2 is there?
4.
4.
And how many when 3 is there?
3.
3.
Now what should I write next? 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus
2 plus 1.
2 plus 1.
plus 1, which is
15.
15.
15, right? Is this 3 times 6?
No.
No, sorry, Sanjay, you are slightly off. Just give it one more try. Okay, Hemawati is saying n into n plus 1 by 2. Can you unmute Hemawati? Why is it n into n plus 1 by 2?
Ma'am, if we take example 5, ma'am, 5 or
Mhm.
5 plus 1 by 2, ma'am.
5 into 5 plus 1 by 2 is 15. Oh, interesting. And does it also work for 7? For 7, what should I do for 7, Hemawati?
For 5 values, it isn't 15. Now we found 15 for 6 values.
Ah, yes.
It is
It's 15 for 6 values. But I think this is still right. What is 6 into 7 by 2?
21.
21. Yes. So I have no idea how Hemawati conjured this up from nowhere. But instead of
they have
this, I'm
given
just
us
going to
that
repeat a
minus
little bit.
n into n minus 1 by 2.
Right. I'm just going to say n into n minus 1 by 2. So if you know this formula, then you can try to figure out where this came from. Then you might be able to figure out how Hemawati got this, right? Do you know this formula by any chance? If you don't, it's completely okay. It's completely fine.
But it's formula of natural numbers, right?
Yes. So yes, exactly. And over here also we are using natural numbers. We're not. There's no decimals anywhere, is there? Nidhi?
No.
No. Okay. So does that make sense? All
But
right.
from
I
1 to 6, there are 6 values. But why 5 is to be written there?
Exactly. Okay, good question. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 values. So when we are sorting this, what we're doing is how many values does 1 have to go through? When we fix 1, we're going
5.
through 5 values. And when we fix 2, we're going through 4, 3, 2, and 1. So when there are 6 values, we're not doing 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. We're only doing 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, right?
Yes.
And that is why it's n into n minus 1 by 2 instead of n into n plus 1 by 2. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good question. Very good question, Nidhi.
We can also take it like this, that we are having 6 numbers, then the number of possible outcomes is 5. When we are having 5 numbers, number of possible outcomes is 4.
Awesome. Yes, exactly. Good, Vaishnavi. Okay, so can we move on?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you think I am blabbering nonsense, stop me right there and I'll try to make sense of it to you. Okay? Do not hesitate to ask. So how many values? So if we have like a really big number, let's say if we had 1,000 numbers, how many values would we have to go through? We'd have to go through 1,000. Exactly, which is like a lot of values, right? It's going to take quite a lot of time for the even for the computer. Once the numbers get like really large, let's say we want to sort some data on Google, and Google we know that contains so much of data. So if we have like these many numbers, then if we want to sort them, it's going to take a lot of time. Yes, Bhagyasri?
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes, please ask.
Ma'am, n into n plus 1 by 2 is the formula first n natural number. If we
Yes, that is
not
correct.
start from 1 and start from just randomly, just example 4, can we take
Mhm.
that example in that situation?
So you're saying if we start from 4 and we add 4 plus 5 up to n, is this what you're asking?
Yes, ma'am.
So
That was
can we
the
use the same
formula of
formula?
first n natural number.
This is a great question. So are you asking me if there's a formula for if we start with 4 instead of 1? Just
Hello?
trying to see if I've understood your question clearly. Yes. Is Bhagyasri?
Hello? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who? Yes. Yes. So this is an awesome question. You can try it. I'm going to say that you can try to figure it out as homework. Because I know you can do this. It's quite easy and I know you'll be able to do it. There's a very nice formula for this. What if we start at any number instead of 4? Let's say we start at 10 and go up to n. Is there a formula for this? These are awesome questions. And they are, okay, I can see. Yes, Spandana. Yes, thank you for asking. We will go through it. Just so this was a really nice question, Bhagyasri, and I'm going to ask you to try and figure it out for homework. So we will go through it again. So when we have Spandana, can you just unmute Spandana? So there are 2 Spandanas. Let me see which one was in the Spandana BT. Yes, okay. Can you just unmute and answer my questions? When we have 1, how many values do you have to go through? First, we went through 2 and then 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? Does that make sense, Vandana?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me just do 1 second. I'll clear these annotations and I'll go back. So we have this, right? When we have the blue dot at 1, then how many values did we have to go through? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? Not 7. So when we had 1, we had to go through 6 values. So keep 6 in mind. When the blue was in the second place, how many values did we have to go through? Spandana? 5. Awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we had 6 plus 5. And now when the blue is at the third place, how many values will we have to go through? 4. Does that make sense? 6 plus 5 plus 4. What do you think will come after this?
3.
3. And after 3?
2.
2. And then
1.
1. When we had 7 numbers, we did 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Is your question answered? Is your doubt clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Thank you for asking your question. It's clear now, right? So if anything is not clear, just stop me right there. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Now before we move on to the main part of the session, I want to set up some notation and make sure this is very clear because we're going to use it over and over again. So I'm going to call this list. So it's just very fancy stuff, just to make things fancy because mathematicians like being fancy. So we have an array. This is called as an array. So this list, I'm just going to call it an array. Okay. And let's say that the name of this array is A. Then the first element, it's A1, A square brackets 1 is the first element. So what is A1? A1 is 5. Can someone tell me what A4 is? Just shout out the answer. 6. What is A2?
2.
What is A6?
3.
And what is A7?
4.
So this is clear, right?
Yes.
Yes, beautiful. And so what I'm going to do now, so this I'm going to like add some more fancy stuff because why not? So it's completely all right if you don't understand this. I'll try to this is not too much important, but I'll still try and my best to make sense of what is written here. So over here, remember these blue and red dots. I'm just going to say, let's say that the blue dot is J. I'm going to call the blue dot J and the red dot I. Okay, the blue dot is J. Just remember the blue dot is J and the red dot is I. So just look at the blue dot. What is happening to the blue dot? It starts at 1, right? The blue dot is starting at 1 and now it is 2 and now it is 3 and now it is 4. And when does the blue dot stop? When do we stop?
At the n-1 value.
At the n-1 value. Awesome. So if n is the length of the array, then the blue dot stops at n-1. It started at 1 and it stopped at n-1. So that is exactly what I'm going to write here. I'm going to say j goes from 1 to n-1. And what happens to the red dot? What happens to I? So if you observe, where does I start? I start every time I starts 1 to the right of j, right? When j was 1, I started off at 2. And then when j became 2, I started off at 3. When j became 3, I started off at 4. Right? Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So which means that I starts at j plus 1. And when does I stop?
N.
J plus 1.
N, exactly. When it reaches the end, it stops. So I'm just going to write here, I going from j plus 1 to n. And now what do we do? Let's say this is j and this is I, right? What do we do if 5 is greater than 4? Then what do? We swap them, right? If the if the jth element is greater than the ith element, then we swap them, right?
Yes.
Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Okay. Awesome. So that is exactly what I'm going to write here. Excuse me. Where did it go? Yes. If the jth element is greater than the ith element, remember this notation. A6 is just the sixth element. So AJ is the jth element. If the jth element is greater than the ith element, I'm going to swap AI and AJ. This is just a really fancy way of writing what we did, like this all swapping that we did. Okay, so it's okay if you don't understand it, but you can ask if you have any doubts. Yeah, Mansi. I am sorry, I wasn't able to hear you. Can you say that
Can you
again?
please explain the algorithm again?
Which part again?
This algorithm.
Yes, yes. So did you understand? What I'm doing here is I am setting the J. I'm just going to, instead of the blue dot, I'm going to say J. Okay. So what is happening to J? Mansi, can you just unmute yourself and answer? Or can you see what is happening to J? J starts at 1, and then J becomes 2, and then J becomes 3, 4, 5, and 6, right?
Yes.
Yes, and if this array, if this had n numbers, then when would J stop? J would stop when it reached n minus 1, right?
Yes.
Does that make sense? Awesome. So that is exactly what I'm going to write here for J going from 1 to n minus 1. Okay, is the first line clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
And then similarly, the second one, what is happening to the red dot? Observe the red dot. The red dot always starts off at J plus 1, right? And then it goes on until it reaches n. It stops when it reaches n. Then again, when the blue dot jumps, the red dot again starts at j plus 1, right?
Yes.
See that? So that is exactly what I'm going to write here. The second line. I going from j plus 1 to n. And now what I'm going to do is, what if the jth element is greater than the ith element, what am I doing? Do we want this? Do we want 5 to be greater than 4? I mean, do we want this element to be greater than this element?
No.
No, because we want everything in ascending order. So we'll just swap them. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
That is exactly. I'm just going to write it in fancy way and say that if the jth element, what is the jth element? Jth element is just aj. If aj is greater than ai, and then I'm going to swap ai and aj. It's okay if you don't get it line to line, but it's if you do you get the idea of what is happening here? Mansi, does it
Yeah, I got
make
it. Thank
kind
you.
of sense? Yeah, okay, awesome. Okay, so are there any questions? So I have a question. Would this algorithm still work if we change the order in which we went through the array? So what I mean by that is, what if we so over here we were going pair by pair, right? We were going in some particular pattern. What if we don't go in any pattern? What if what if we start at the end? What if we check these two first, and then these two, then these two, and then these two, and then these two? Would we still have a sorted array at the end? Do you get my question?
You mean if we are checking from the end to first?
Yes, it will work if it will not replace the smallest value, the greatest value from the smallest one. Because at the last we will have the greatest value.
To change it to the
Right, right. And what if instead of what if we started and anywhere randomly in the middle? Would it work?
No, maybe not. No.
Maybe not. Okay, so think about it. But what I mean is, even if we start at the middle, we are going through all the pairs at the end. Even if we, let's say, start at 3 7, and then we go 5 7 6 2 1 4 4 6 6 3 3 2. Just the thing is, we still want to go through all the pairs, but we are changing the order of in which we are going through the pairs. Would it still work? This is a question to ponder about. Yeah. And Nirnaya?
Is there any rule like J is always greater than I, or I is always greater than J?
Sorry. Ask your question again.
Is there any rule like I is greater than J always?
Yeah, that is correct. We are keeping I to be greater than J always here. Good observation, Nirnaya. But are you asking me if we do it in the so when we are changing the order, at that time we might not have I greater than j always. If you're asking the question about this question, then maybe not. It's up to you. You can change this, you can twist this question however you want and make it more challenging or more easy. Then try to solve it. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for asking. Excuse me. So, should we move on?
Yes.
Okay. So now before we move on, again, I want to, this key part, it's going to be a key part of what we are going to be doing. This is called the while loop. Does anyone do computer programming here? Does anyone know what the while loop is? No one? Okay. So I'll just go ahead and tell you what the while loop is. So let's say yeah, go ahead. Who was it? You learned the basics
in computer programming.
I see. I see. So the while loop, what the while loop does, it's just, so let's say I want to tell the computer to paint a picture, then I can just tell it while the picture is not painted, paint the picture, keep painting the picture. So the computer, what will it do is just keep on painting the picture until the picture gets painted. So over here, let's look at a concrete example. What I'm asking the computer to do is while. So everyone knows the English while. So the computer while is the exact same thing. While j is less than 5, we are going to add 1 to j. The j plus plus just means add 1 to j. So let's say the value of j is 1. So first the computer will check. Is 1 less than 5? Is 1 less than 5?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So it will add 1 to it. And so j will become 2. And then it will check again. Is 2 less than 5?
Yes.
Yes. So it will add 1. So j plus plus means that it will add 1 to 2 and make it 3. Is 3 less than 5?
Yes.
Yes. We'll add 1 to 3 and make it 4. Is 4 less than 5?
Yes.
Yes.
We'll add 1 to 4 and make it 5. And if you go check again, is 5 less than 5?
5 is equal to 5.
Exactly. 5 is not less than 5. So it will exit out of this while loop. It will say bye bye to the while loop. Does that make sense? Does the while loop is here?
Yes, ma'am.
In the place of 5, there can be any number.
Yes. This was just an example.
So how the computer takes this number?
Oh no. So the computer doesn't take it itself. We have to give it to the computer. Good question, Vaishnavi.
But on what basis we give this number? Like,
No, so now just hold on. You will see why I'm telling you all this. Oh, okay. Please explain this again. Yes. So I will explain this again. And don't worry if you are a little confused. When we move on, I promise I'll make sense. So let's say we start at j equals 2. So while j is less than 5, we want to do this step. Is 2 less than 5? Okay, who I had asked? Yes. Mausufa, is that how? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Can you unmute? Can you unmute so that we can talk? Okay, maybe you can just put it in the chat. Is 2 less than 5?
Yes.
Yes. So what we will do, we will add 1 to 2 and make it 3. Is 3 less than 5?
Yes.
So we will add 1 to 3 and make it 4. Is 4 less than 5?
Yes.
Yes. So we will add 1 to 4 and make it 5. Is 5 less than 5?
No.
No. So we will stop doing this and say bye-bye to the while loop. Bye-bye while loop. And that is all. So this sounds kind of silly, but we are going to use it. That is why I wanted to introduce it beforehand. Okay? Does that make sense, Mausufa? Yeah, Nirnaya?
Why is while loop useful? Where do
Yes,
use
we
it?
are going to see where it is used and why it is used. Okay?
Okay.
Is there J plus plus or J plus 1?
Yeah, J plus plus is the same thing. It's the same thing. J plus plus, it tells the computer to add 1. It's in I don't
Every
know.
time J is equals to 1 only.
No, we can set it to whatever we want it to. So at the beginning, we can tell the computer that set the value of J to, let's say, a 6. Then if we set the value of J to 6, it won't go enter this while loop, because is 6 less than 5? No, so it won't do anything.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now the most interesting part of the session. So there I am. Today I am going to talk about insertion sort, which is an algorithm to sort, and it is kind of better than what we had earlier. So we'll see how it is better. Just hold on. So now we have this. Let's say we have an already sorted array. 1, 2, 4, 5. Is 1, 2, 4, 5 ascending order in ascending order?
Yes.
Yes.
And now we want to insert 3 into this. Where will 3 come?
Between
In between 2 and 4.
In between 2 and 4. Awesome. So now, can someone tell me a way to, how will the computer know that it should come between 2 and 4? Now we can see that it should come between 2 and 4. How can we tell the computer that it will come in between 2 and 4?
By swap.
Ma'am,
check
Mhm.
which value it comes.
it should be placed between the value which is greater than itself and smaller than it. Plus 1 and
Awesome.
minus.
Those were very beautiful ideas. Yes. Awesome. Good job. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start from the right. Right? I'm going to start from the right and come here and ask, is 3 greater than 5? Is 3 greater than 5?
No.
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 So we'll just shift
No,
5 1 to the right. Okay? We'll just shift 5 1 to the right. Now go ahead. Is 3 greater than 4?
No, ma'am.
No. So we'll shift
No.
4 1 to the right. Is 3 greater than 2?
Yes.
Yes, which means that 3 has to come to the right of 2. So we will just add 3 here. Yay, we have a sorted array. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, so do you want me to go over it again? I can go over it again if you want it. If it seems nonsense,
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
okay. You want me to go over it again? Let's quickly
No.
go over it again. No? Okay. Okay. Stop me if you want me to go over it again. I'll pause for, let's say, 7 seconds. Excuse me. Okay, beautiful. So this is the main idea behind insertion sort. And now I love fancy stuff. So more fancy stuff. Yay. Okay, so this seems very scary, like very, 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 very scary. But we'll go through it step by step. So you can also see the while loop over here, right? This is the algorithm for insertion sort. But do not worry, because I am going to try and make sense out of this gibberish. So over here, what does the first line say? For j going from 2 to n, which means that we're starting j at 2, right? So I'm just going to, like before, the j is going to be the blue dot and the I is going to be the red dot. So the red dot is yet to make its entry. So j starts at 2, right? So I'm just going to write here. Okay, next, what does it ask us to do? It is asking us to set the value of key to AJ. Can someone tell me what AJ is? Do you remember the notation?
2, ma'am.
2. Exactly. Why is AJ 2?
The blue dot. Blue dot is
Yeah, AJ is just the jth value. And what is the second value? It is 2 over here. So key is going to be 2. So can you see over here to the top right? I'm going to write the value of key. We have 2. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set I to j minus 1. So what will be the value of I?
1.
1. Awesome. So this is I. Okay, is everything clear till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the while loop comes in. Is I greater than 0?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, 1 is 1 because I is 1, right? And is 1 greater than 0?
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me. Yes. And there's one more condition that we need to check. What is AI? Can someone tell me what AI is?
5.
5.
5. Awesome. Is 5 greater than the key?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. 5 is greater than 2 because key is 2. 5 is greater than
Is
2.
key is
Which
a
means, yeah, sorry, say that again.
is key is a AJ.
Sorry.
One key is equal to AJ.
Yes. So what we do is, so just bear with me. We are going to sort this array completely. So at the end, you'll make it, everything will make sense. Whatever gibberish we're doing, it will be as clear as I don't know. Yeah, it's very clear. It will be very clear, right? Okay. So is AI greater than key? What is AI? So who was asking? 1 second. Yes, Sandhya. I think it was Sandhya. What is AI?
5.
5.
5. And is 5 greater than 2? Yes, it is. Which
Yes.
means that this is not ordered in the way we want it to be. So what we will do is, we will just set the I plus 1th value to the ith value. What is the I plus 1th value? It is this value. We are going to set it to the ith value, which means that this will become 5. Okay? Don't worry if this seems confusing. You'll be able to understand why we're doing it. Okay, I'll just tell it again. We are going to set the I plus 1th value to the ith value. So this is the I plus 1th value because I is this, right? So I plus 1th value is this. We're going to set the I plus 1th value to the ith value, which means this will become 5. Now what are we doing? We're setting the value of I to I minus 1. So what will I become?
4.
No, what was the value of I?
2.
2.
No, that was J. What was the value of I?
5.
1.
5.
No, the AI is 5. AI is 5. The first value is 5, but I is 1. Okay, let's get this clear. I is not 5, I is 1, but AI is 5. Okay? Make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I will now become 0, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now what will happen? Is I greater than 0?
No.
No.
Nope. So we are going to say tata bye bye to the while loop and exit it and go here. Now what is this asking us to do? This is asking us to set the I plus 1th value. This is the I plus 1th value, right? Because I is over here.
Yes.
This is the I plus 1th value. We are going to set it to key. And what is key? Key is 2. So this value gets changed to 2. Okay. So now this was only a warm up. Let's see what happens next. Now we'll go here again. Now since we're done with j equals 2, let's go to j equals 3. Now can someone tell me what will happen in this step? What will be the value of key?
3.
7.
7. 7.
7. Awesome. So what I'm saying does make sense. That is a relief. And what will be the value of I?
0.
Tricky
2.
question.
2.
2. Awesome. Good. Now, is I greater than 0?
Yes.
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 Yes, it is. Is AI, what is AI?
5.
5.
5.
Is 5 greater
5.
than the key?
No.
No,
No.
ma'am.
No. So we will not go into this while loop. Bye while loop and we'll just go down here. And what will we do? We'll set the I plus 1th value, which is this value, to the key. But it is already the key, so we don't really need to do anything. Okay, Harshali, just don't worry. Yes, we will go through it again. Which part do you want me to explain again?
Can you start it from starting in a short way?
Okay, so from here, 1 second. From here,
Yes.
okay. So first, what you're doing is J is now 3, right? And what will be the value of key? Key is A3. What is A3 over here?
Seven.
A3 is 7, right? Remember the notation from earlier? Do you remember that?
Actually, I have joined some late due to internet connection.
Ah, okay. So A1, so just in this is an array and its name is A. So A4 is 6 because it's the 4th value. A5 is 1 because it's the 5th value. A1 is 2, A2 is 5, A3 is 7, A4 is 6, A5 is 1, A6 is 3, and A7 is 4. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
So what will be the value of key? The value of key will be 7, right? Because it's A3. Awesome. And what will be the value of I?
5.
I will be, no, I will not be 5. What is the value of J? The value of J is 3, right? This is a trick question. Value of J is 3, which means value of I will be 2. And is I greater than 0?
Yes.
Yes. And what is AI? AI is 5. Right? Right. Is 5 greater than key?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, so we will not go into the while loop and just go here and set the I plus 1th value to the key. What is the I plus 1th value? I is over here. So I plus 1th value is this value and we're going to set it to key. It's already the key, so we don't need to do anything. Okay, now we'll increase J. And what does the value of J become?
4.
Trick question.
4.
Awesome. Not 6, 4. And what is the value of key?
6.
6, yay. And what is the value of I? Trick question again.
3.
3, awesome. Is I greater than 0?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And what is AI?
7.
7. Is 7 greater than the key?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, it is. So we will go inside the while loop. And what are we going to do? We are just going to politely ask 7 to shift 1 to the right so that we have a place for 6. Do you remember the idea that I told you in the beginning? We had 1, 2, 4, and 5, and we wanted to insert 3. And if we find a number greater than 3, we politely ask it to shift it to right. Exactly what we are going to do here. We are going to ask 7 to shift to the right. What are we doing? We're setting the I plus 1th value to the ith value. The I plus 1th value, we're going to set it to the ith value. So this will become 7. And now we are going to set I to I minus 1. So what will the value of I be?
3.
2, ma'am. 2.
2? Or is it, someone said 3. Is it 3 or 2?
2, ma'am.
2? Okay. So now it's 2. Now is I greater than 0?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What is AI?
5.
5.
5. Is it greater than our key?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, which means we have finally found the place for 6. We are going to insert 6. We're going to set the I plus 1th value to our key. We are going to insert our key finally. So this value, this is I, which means this is the I plus 1th value. We are going to set it to key. Awesome. Does that make sense? So now the first 4 numbers are beautifully sorted. Right? Let's see what happened here again in slow motion. So now we wanted to insert 6. So the value of key became 6. And now we have an already sorted array 2, 5, 7. How do we insert 6? We go and ask 7. 7, are you greater than me? If you are greater than me, then can you please shift to the right? So 7, 6 shifts to the right. Now we go to 5. 5, are you greater than me? No, which means I have to come to the right of you. Voila. Okay, let's look at one more iteration. Now, what is the value of j?
4. 4.
4.
It's 4, but now what will it become?
5.
5.
5. Awesome. And what is the key that we want to insert?
1.
1.
1. We want to insert 1 into this already sorted array. So now, and what is the value of I?
4.
4.
4. Awesome. And is I greater than 0?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes.
And is AI? What is AI?
7.
7.
Is it greater than the key?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So we will go inside the while loop. And what will we do? We'll ask 7 to shift to the right. So 7 shifts to the right. And now what is the value of I in this step?
7. 4. 4. 4, ma'am.
4. And 4, exactly. And when we are just decreasing it by 1, right?
3.
3.
So it will become 3. Awesome. Now, is I greater than 0?
Yes, ma'am.
Is AI greater than key? What is AI?
No,
1.
ma'am. 6. 6, ma'am.
6. Exactly. Is 6 greater than our key?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So what will we do? Yeah, I think someone was saying something.
Ma'am, now our key is 7, no, ma'am.
No, our key is 1 right now. We want to insert 1. So our key is 1.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now what will we do? We know 6 is greater than 1. Right? So what will we do? We'll ask it to shift 1 to the right so that we have space for 1. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is the value of I?
3.
3. And what will it become at this step?
2.
2.
2. Awesome. Is I greater than 0?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And what is AI?
5.
5.
Is it greater than our key?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Awesome. So what will we do?
I minus 1.
We will shift
Right.
it to the
Before
right
that,
side.
yes, someone
Shift
said
it
it.
to right.
Right.
Exactly. We'll shift it to the right. Awesome. Shifted it to the right. And then we'll do I minus 1. So what will I become?
1.
1. Okay, last. Is 1 greater than 0?
Yes.
Yes.
And what is AI?
2.
Is it greater than the key?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll go inside and what will we do?
Shift it to
Please
right.
shift 2 to the right.
Shift it to right. And what will the value of I become?
0.
0.
0. Is 0 greater than 0?
No, ma'am.
No. So we have reached the end of the array. What this means, we'll get out of the loop and set the I plus 1 value to our key. This is the I plus 1 value. We're going to set it to key. Magic. We have 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Nicely sorted. Okay, let's go through one more iteration, kind of fast, and actually try to see what is happening. So now you're clear as to what is happening in each and every step of this, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, yes. So now what do we want to insert? We want to insert 3 into this already sorted array, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. How will we do it? Please don't annotate. Yes, thank you. How will we do it? We will first go and ask 7. 7, you are greater than me. We see that 7 is greater than what we want to insert. So we will shift 7 to the right. And then we will look at 6. Is 6 greater than 3?
Yes,
Yes, it
ma'am.
is. So we will shift it to the right.
5
And
is
then
also
look
greater
right.
than.
Okay, let's shift it to the right. And now we have 2. Is 2 greater than 3?
No, ma'am.
It means 3 will come here. We have inserted 3 finally. Okay, so this is let's go, and this was in slow motion. Let's go a little faster. Let's see what happened again. So we have 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Where should 3 come? 3 should come in between 2 and 5, right? How do we tell the computer to do that? We start from the right and ask, are you greater than me? Yes, you are greater than me. Go to the right. Are you greater than me? Yes, you are. Go to the right. Are you greater than me? Yes, you are. Go to the right. Are you greater than me? I am not greater than you. So I will sit right next to you. Beautiful. Now for the last one also, we have now 4. It's the last
Between 3 and
iteration.
5.
Between 3 and 5. And how will the computer know? So first you will ask 7. Are you greater than me? Yes. Go to the right. 6. Are you greater than me? Yes. Go to the right. 5. Are you greater than me? Yes. Go to the right. And 3. I am not greater than you. So I will sit right next to you. Beautiful. And we are done with our algorithm, and we finally have a sorted array. Okay, before we move on, do you want me to go over it again, or does it still seem like nonsense, or does it make sense? Does it still look scary? Does it still look very fancy?
No. Understood.
Ma'am, can you explain I plus 1, I minus 1 step? I didn't understand.
Yeah, okay. So what happens in this while loop, what we are doing is we are asking, so did you understand the idea behind what we are doing?
Yes.
Yes, so this is exactly, we're just telling it to the computer. So what we are going, let me just go back. Yes, let's say we are starting here. Let's say you want to insert 3 right now. So while I greater than 0? Yes. And is 7 greater than 3? Yes. Oh, okay, notation. You want me to explain the notation?
No.
So 1 second, I'll just quickly go through the notation. So A1 is the first element. A2 is the second element. A3 is the third element. So what will be A5? Vaidehi? 7, right. What will be A7?
4.
A7 will be 4. Does that make sense, Vaidehi? Okay. Now, please feel free to stop me and ask me questions, okay? Yes, we have this. Awesome. So now, is I greater than 0? Yes. And we go and ask 7. 7, are you greater than 3? Yes, 7 is greater than 3. So we are going to set the I plus 1th value to the ith value, which just means that we are going to shift 7 1 to the right. The I plus 1th value is this. We are going to set it to 7. Okay. And then we are going to change I to I minus 1. And then again we ask, is 6 greater than 3? Yes. So we are going to ask 6 to shift to the right. We're going to set the I plus 1th value to 6. Right? Make sense?
Yeah.
And then this is just fancy, very fancy stuff. I to I minus 1. Again, is AI is 5 greater than 3? Yes. So we are going to set the I plus 1th value to the ith value. The I plus 1th value is this value. We're going to set it to the ith value, which means that this will become 5. Does the notation and everything make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just check in on random people who have not been talking. Dhriti, are you there? Yes.
Yeah.
Am I making sense, or do you think I'm talking nonsense?
You're making sense to me.
Okay. Who else is there? Kairavi? Komal? Manisha? Padma? Revati?
Yes, I understood.
Srinidhi? Okay. Shubhra? Okay. Awesome. So, do you want me to, let's say, pause for a minute or two so you can maybe contemplate on what we did? Or is it fine if we move on?
We can move on.
Okay. Okay. So, if you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, I have a few questions. How do we know it works? What if I am just doing hocus pocus and making you believe in what I'm doing? Okay, yes. And also, how many values did we have to go through? Did anyone count? I hope someone counted. These are lots of slides. Can we use the same trick as we used earlier, as Mridula had told us about? When j is 2, how many values did we have to go through? 1. When j became 3, did we have to go through 2 values? No, we only had to go through 1 value. When j is 4, we only had to go through 2 values. Awesome. When j is 5, we had to go through 4 values. That's okay. When j is 6, we had to go through 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 values only. When j is 7, we had to go through 1, 2, 3, 4 values only again. So remember, before when we were swapping, we no matter what, we still had to go through all the values, right? But here we don't have to go. The red dot is it's not going all the way till the end, right? It stops when we say a right place for our key. That rhymed. I didn't mean for it. But yes. Right? Does that make sense? So in the worst case scenario, we'll have to go through all the values. But right now, did we have to go through all the pairs?
No.
No,
Did we
ma'am.
have to go through all the pairs? No, because we were being a little smarter here. We were stopping when we knew that there is no point in going ahead. Which means that this algorithm is like a little bit better. And can you tell me in which case will we have to go through all the values?
When we will have the smallest value.
Sorry, say that again.
Example here, 1 was the smallest value and it was at the end. So we had to go through all the values.
Awesome. So for 1, we had to go through all the values. So can you tell me, so if we had, go ahead.
Is it descending order?
Awesome. Exactly. Very nice. So Mridula is saying when we have the descending order, then we'll have to go through all the values. So if it doesn't seem very intuitive, as a homework, you can try to start with the array 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and try to do this algorithm. You'll have to go through all possible pairs. But if it's not the descending order, then you don't have to go through all possible pairs. You can do it in less. So this only seemed like it took longer because we weren't used to it, but this is actually faster than the previous one, right? So for this algorithm, in the worst case scenario, we have to do n into n minus 1 by 2 checks. But otherwise, we have to do less than n into n minus 1 by 2 checks. Okay, make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. How do we know it works? Okay, can someone, so how do we know the first, let's go back to the first algorithm. Do you remember the first algorithm? What was it? We go through every possible pair of points and then swap if necessary. How do we know it works? Can someone tell me why we'll always get a sorted array at the end?
Since we are swapping all the possible pairs and making the lowest value come first and the highest go last.
Awesome. So this idea is very similar to what I have here. So what Mridula is saying is when we first compare the first value to everything, the smallest value comes to the left. Can you observe that? What is happening here? The smallest value is coming to the left, right?
Yeah.
And then when we move on to the second one, the second smallest value is coming here.
Yeah.
And then when we go here, the third smallest value is coming here. Then the fourth value comes in the fourth place, and so on, right? Which means that what is happening is that the least value comes here, and then the second least value comes here, then the third least value comes in the third place, the fourth least value comes in the fourth place, and so on. Which is exactly what we wanted, right? That is what sorting is. That is what ascending order is. Ascending order is just the least value in the leftmost place, and the second least value in the second leftmost place, and so on. Exactly what we're doing, right? Make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. So now I have another question. What if we wanted to sort in descending order instead of ascending? What if we wanted 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 at the end? What would we do?
Then we compare and put the greater value in the first and the lesser.
Exactly. All we have to do. Awesome. This was very nice. Okay. Remember here, what were we doing? If when 2 was less than 5, just tell me. 5 is greater than 2. So we'll let it be like that. And then go 5, 7. We want the greater numbers to the left. So let me just pull up and annotate. What you will do here instead, what Mridula is saying is, 1 second. Let me just go back. Yes, we have this. So instead of, so 5 is greater than 2, so this is nicely ordered. You want stuff to be in descending order. 5 and 7. 5 is less than 7, so we will swap 7 and 5. It will become like this. Then we'll go 7 and 6. It's nicely ordered. 7 and 1, nicely ordered. 7 and 3, nicely ordered. 7 and 4, nicely ordered. Then we move on to 2. 2 and 5, nope, not nicely ordered. So I'm going to swap 2 and 5. We'll have this. And then we have 5 and 6. Nope, not nicely ordered. So we will swap these two and this will become 6 and this will become 5 and so on. So a very similar thing is happening here. The largest value comes in this place, second largest comes here, third largest will come here and so on. And this is how we know that at the end we will have a sorted array, sorted in descending order array. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Let me just go, where were we? Okay, we have 15 more minutes. Awesome. Okay, now proof for the second algorithm. How do we know the second algorithm works? Do you remember what the second algorithm was?
Yes.
Let's just quickly recall. If we had 1, 2, 4, 5, and if you wanted to insert, you write and then ask you to write. Once we found 2, we would go there, right? So we know. Okay. You can hear me? Can you hear me? Saying.
Yeah.
Just let me know if my voice is breaking. It said my internet connection is unstable. All right. So now we know that our algorithm works if we have an already sorted array, right? If we have 1, 2, 4, 5 is already sorted, and then 3 comes in, and then we insert 3. Then we know it works. What if we had, like, let's say 1, 2, 5, 4, and then let's say 3 came in? Would we have a sorted array if we tried to insert 3 in this?
No, ma'am.
No, right? That's sad. So what we want to do is, we know that it works when our array is sorted, and then when we try to insert, it will get inserted. So now what we want to do is, we just want to make sure that whenever we are inserting anything, it's the array we are inserting. So let's see what is happening here. Let's go all the way to the beginning. Yes, we have this, right? So right now what we do is, we sort the first two numbers. The first two numbers are sorted. Awesome. Now we bring in 7. When the first two numbers are sorted and we bring in 7 and try to insert it, will it get sorted nicely?
No.
Yes, because the two numbers are already sorted, right?
Yes.
Does that make sense, Sapna?
Yeah.
Because the first two numbers are already sorted. We already sorted them in the first step. So when we try to insert 7, it will get nicely sorted. So nicely sorted, yes. Now, the first three numbers are nicely sorted, right? Let me just clear everything. 2, 5, 7. First three numbers are nicely sorted. And then 6 comes in. And then we insert 6. Will it get inserted nicely?
Not at the end, but
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Who is that? Who said yes? Nirnaya. Was it Nirnaya? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Why? Awesome. So it will get sorted nicely because 2, 5, 7 is already sorted. And we know that when we have something that is already sorted and then when we insert it, it works. Right? So since 2, 5, 7 is already sorted, sorry, excuse me. Since 2, 5, 7 is already sorted and then we try to insert 6, it will get inserted beautifully. Which means that now 2, 5, 6, 7 is nicely sorted. Right? Let me just go ahead. 2, 5, 6, 7 is nicely sorted. Now, when we try to insert 1, will it get inserted properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, because 2, 5, 6, 7 is nicely sorted. So 1 will get inserted nicely, which means we have the first 5 elements are nicely sorted. Now, since the first 5 elements are sorted nicely, the next element that comes in will also get nicely sorted. Now, since the first 6 elements are nicely
Excuse me,
sorted,
ma'am.
the next element that comes in, yeah, sorry.
Ma'am, here we are having different values, but if we are having data and there are 2, 6, we have same values, then what will happen in sorting?
Awesome question. You tell me what will happen. Who asked the question? Sorry, I am not able to see who asked the question.
Vaishnavi?
Yes, Vaishnavi. What will happen when we have two same values? You tell me.
Then while swapping, we will have that 6 is, then what we will be deciding, because 6 will be equals to 6 there.
Ah, okay. So how do we want it to be sorted at the end? So at the end, we want all the sixes like together, right? While sorting. Let's say
Yes.
we had, let's say 6, 1, 5, 2, 6. While sorting at the end, we want all the sixes to be together. So if they are equal, then we'll just ignore. Or swap. Does it matter? If we swap or ignore it, keep it as it is. Let's say we are comparing 6 and 6. What will happen? Even if we swap or even if we like keep them the same, it's just the same thing, right? Doesn't matter, right?
According to our second algorithm, when we will compare the previous value, then 6 will be equals to 6, so there will be no swapping.
Ah, okay. So if we have 1, 5, 2, and let's say, sorry, 1, 2, and 5, and let's say you want to insert 2 here. So what we will do is, we'll start from the right. Is 5 greater than 2? Yes, it is. So we'll shift 5, 1 to the right. And then we'll go ahead and ask and go here. Is 2 greater than 2? No, it is 2 is not greater than 2. So we will again ask. So what we can do either. We can ask it to shift it to right or we can just place 2 here. It doesn't matter because even if we ask it to shift it to right, what will happen is 2 will go here and then when we ask is 2 greater than 1? Yes, it is. So this 2 will come here. Either way, we'll have the same output. Right? Does that make sense?
Yes, understood.
Okay. Excellent question, Vaishnavi. Okay. So what was I talking about before this? Yes. So now what do we have? We have the first 5 elements are sorted. Let's just fast forward to that. And now since the first 5 elements are sorted, the 6th element will be inserted nicely, which means the first 6 elements will be nicely sorted. So it's like very goal. It's like they're just like going goal in the same thing, right? And then since the first 6 elements are sorted, when the 7th element comes in, it will be inserted nicely. Make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Ma'am, can you explain what is the value of J?
what is the what?
What is the value of J?
J. Okay. So J is just an index that we're keeping track of. So we start off with J equal to 2. Let me just fast forward to the beginning. Yes. Excuse me. So we start at J equal to 2, and then J will become 3, and then it's just keeping track of how much of the array is sorted. So when J is 2, we sort the first 2 elements. Then J becomes 3, we sort the first 3 elements. Now J becomes 4, means we're sorting the first 4 elements nicely. When J is 5, it means we're sorting the first 5 elements nicely. Or it also means that we're inserting the 5th element. J is just so when J, we are inserting the jth element basically at each iteration, right? So over here, when J was 5, we were inserting the 5th element into the first 4 elements. Make sense?
Yes, ma'am. And what is the value of I? J minus 1.
I is just we're keeping track. So let's say now we want to insert let's say 3, right? Let's say J is 6 and we want to insert 3. Now we'll say I is just to keep track. So is 3 greater than 7? No. So we'll decrease I and ask the number before 7. So is 3 greater than 6? No. So we'll decrease I again. So I is just help us keep track of where we are and where we want to insert 3. Excellent question, Sandhya. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful questions.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Who is this? 1 second. Yeah. Sapna, how are you?
I have
Yeah.
a small question.
Mhm.
What is the value of key?
The key is just something that we want to insert, right? So over here, we wanted to insert 3. We have 1, 2, 5, 6, 7 is already sorted, and now we want to insert 3. So we are just keeping track of what we want to insert by using this variable called key.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, very beautiful question, Sapna and Sandhya. Okay, so let's see, are there any more questions? Okay. Yes, so let me just fast forward to where we were before. Yes. So the question is, how many values did we have to go through in this? We already saw this, right? At most, in the worst case scenario, we had to, I'm sorry, Agalya, is it fine if I mute you? There's some kind of, yeah, okay, thank you. At most, n into n minus 1 by 2 values, right? And the first one was exactly n into n minus 1 by 2 values every time. And this one was at most n into n minus 1 by 2 values. So the question is, can we do better? Can we sort the array by going through lesser number of values? And the answer is yes. There are lots of algorithms out there. So some of them are merge sort or quick sort, called merge sort or quick sort, which can solve this or which can sort the array in ascending or descending order in n times log n time. In n times, by going through n times log n values. And this is like log. Does everyone know what log is? So what is log? Is there anyone who doesn't know what log is? Is there anyone who does know what log is? So log is, let's say,
Exponential.
yeah. Yeah, opposite of exponential. 10 to the 4 is 1000. 10,000, which means that log of 10,000 is 4. Which means that, like, even for huge numbers, log of the huge number will be a small number. So if n is like very huge, log of n is still small. On the contrary, if n is very huge, n minus 1 is also very huge. So n times log n is definitely way better than n times n minus 1 by 2, right? So if you are interested, you can check out merge sort or merge sort or quick sort online. Maybe I can share some resources if you're interested. And yes, so and there are also lots of algorithms which are which don't always sort it but are way faster. So if so over here, what we want to do is what happens is if you want to be even more faster, we'll have to give up on the accuracy. So it won't always give us a sorted array. There will be like some gadbad, but it will be very very fast. So it's not always that we all need like exactly sorted arrays. If we have like, let's say, 10,000 numbers, it doesn't matter if like one or two are like not completely sorted. So there are these kinds of algorithms are also there where we are like way faster, but they don't always give you the right answer. So this is mostly what I wanted to talk about. Okay. Spandana is asking, is there another formula for arranging in descending order? Yes. So descending and ascending is kind of easy, right? As Mridula said, if you want to do ascending, then one second, let me just clear all this stuff. If you want to do ascending, then we can just change this this greater than to less than. If you want to sort everything in ascending order. Now, is there another formula? So yes, there are lots of algorithms for arranging in descending order. Like there's heap sort, like there are lots of sorts out there. So just for like standardization, everyone usually sorts in ascending order, but descending is not very different. It's just changing one sign of greater than to less than. Is that okay, Spandana?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You all are so good. I was really nervous about today's session, but I really enjoyed talking with everyone, and the interaction was really good. So if you don't have any more questions, we can stop here.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So are there any
Thank you, ma'am.
announcements? Thank you. Thank you for joining.